So for me, if you look at this exercise here as a whole, you want to tear the rope apart at the bottom. So for me, the transition is if I'm on stage and I go from here, and I go from here, and I go to here. To the triceps, to the back. You're in that position there. That's one transition there, so you're there. So you're from a front pose, you want to turn, bring your front foot forward, and you just go. So the judges are that way, so boom, turn to the back, boom, again, turn to the side, boom. Transition is just, when you're posing, it's got to flow. It's got to be natural, it's got to flow. So a lot of people do this. That's not flowing.
Now you do it. Now how do you do it?
So from here, you hit them with a front pose. Front pose. Flow. Return. There. Side pose. There. Side pose. There. Back pose. There. Wrap around. Oh. There. Transition there. Rotate. Forward. Face the front. Boom. Boom. Don't forget the legs, baby. You've got to get the legs involved as well, you know. You can't forget the legs. Everything you've got to feel the ground upwards.
Go with the song now. Boom. Oh! Search don't know about that. Well, it would be in Vegas this weekend. Thunder down under.
Ripping it apart. Very, very, very simple movement. Sensory feedback that I'm getting. I'm making sure my elbow is tight to my torso. I'm making sure I'm not coming above 90 degrees with my forearm. I'm making sure, come forward a little bit, come forward a little bit. Just push your ass into the bench, that's it. There you are, just a little tilt there, a little trick there. Coming forward a little bit, no more than 90 degrees. Tear the rope apart. When you go there, boom. That's the movement, boom. Tear the rope apart. Tear it. So guys, whenever I train arms, you've seen me train biceps first, but the reason I saved the best to last is because the triceps is actually the biggest part of the arms. So you need to pay more attention and more emphasis on the triceps. So when it comes to the front of the arm, biceps, 3 exercise. Back of the arm, the triceps, 4 exercise, baby. That's the money shot, 4 exercise. This is our first exercise here. Boom. One more.
What was the trick with the hips?
So a lot of people do this, they're upright. So what you're doing is you're just leaning back. Lean forward a touch. Push your butt into the bench if you've got a back support. Your shoulders are forward a little bit.
But now your shoulders are doing the work.
No,
because you're leaning forward.
My shoulders are not doing
it's
the work.
It's all shoulders now.
It's not shoulders because the emphasis is put on my triceps. I'm not leaning into it like this. All I'm doing is a small movement. So my back, rather than being in this position, it's a small movement with tilt the hip forward just a touch. no shoulder movement there. There's no, I can't even feel it in my shoulders. Woo. Money shot, money shot.
All right, so the only, or one of the things that Jeffrey was saying that I'm doing different is the range of motion. I'll collapse the arm all the way. And for me, again, try both ways. Definitely try both ways. For me, I'm never gonna stop an exercise if I can go a range more. Even if it's a collapsed range, even if it's a collapsed, relaxed range, I'll push it all the way through. So that's the only thing different. Now, again, everything he's saying, you have to apply it, okay? Everything I'm saying, later on, apply it. But listen to what he's saying. He's giving you gold today.
Okay, that's it. That's it. Elbows forward a little bit, so it's T's in the front. Keep bringing those elbows forward. There you are. So your elbows want to flare out naturally. And it's something that I'm conscious of as well. So each and every rep, you want to bring the elbows forward. Again, split the rope at the top. Makes all the difference.
Well, what about how far he brings the hand down relative to the elbow?
So as far as the arm is concerned, how far it goes down, it's basically, it's going to be all about flexibility. So we'll go through that again. So everybody's flexibility is going to be different around the shoulders, around the elbow joints. So how far do you bring the arms down? It will be different on each and every person.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You were saying elbows forward.
Yeah.
Okay, and because I know a lot of people say, yeah, you have to keep the elbows forward.
Yeah.
So again, your belief on that is what?
The reason I like to bring the elbows forward is I think it's more of a natural position for me to have those elbows forward. The elbows want to flare out naturally.
Yeah.
So I want to try and get my position of the elbows so I'm kind of extending that way,
Right.
rather than extending that way.
Okay.
So that's just my belief that I want to be in a strong position. I'm in a stronger position that way than I am that way.
Perfect.
What's your thoughts?
Again, me, I believe everything is great.
Yeah.
And try everything and be strong in everything for my position. But I agree that if you're really trying to isolate it, I think what you're teaching them is 100%. Force the elbows forward, push it in, great isolation.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a movement as you come up through the movement. So your elbows are going to flare out a little bit, but the whole idea is when you get to that starting position is to get that elbow pointed forward and really extend it, split it at the top. You are going to have a little bit of movement.
How much you want, kid?
70 pounds.
One thing I noticed is that they if the elbow's out to society, that means you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, no, you're not going to hurt yourself. But look, for me, I'm in a strong position this way.
Give me that.
So I'm in a strong position this way.
Save the vocal because I'm going to just show them some sickness. Woo! Wow. I'm going to show you all this. This is not working. It's just how his body is. Okay, so there's out. So that's one way. I got that. Can you go elbows forward? Beautiful.
Here's something you can see from the side. Look at the plane that's in. His elbow, it can fit in the gap of my hands. Meaning his shoulder flexibility is enough to go behind the head.
Again, when it comes to flexibility, everybody's flexibility is going to be different. Where can we reach? Where can I touch? What can I do? Our flexibility is going to be different. So range of motion, I mean, don't put a little bit of emphasis on it, but flexibility of the exercise, again, look what the weight we're using. We're not going crazy.
What do you like to see with the torso position?
Torso position, I like what Mike's doing, but again, keep the midline of the torso nice and tight by pulling the belly button in through the spine. This is your midline belt. Again, that stabilizes the torso, stabilizes the legs, glutes nice and tight, slight bend in the knee. Do you know what I mean? Feet shoulder width apart. Everything's nice and solid. You're strong in that position. In that position, you're a lot stronger, you know, than you are if you're standing for me, I'm strong like this. So I'm strong like this. When you think about it, is this position, when you're playing football, you're there, and you go. So you want to be in the strongest position you want to be. Again, some sport, you're there, wrestling, you're there, and then you go. So you want to be in the strongest position as possible. You want to be athletic. So athletic position. Beautiful, Doc. Beautiful. Don't worry about that. You keep it up. Good. Right, let's do it. Let's go 80 pounds. So I'm gonna give you this last set. There. You don't got it, you don't got it. Lovely. You got to be careful in regards to sliding your bum forward a little bit. Maybe the other way around. Yeah, that's much better. It's better. That's better way of doing it.
Mike's been around the block.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Squeeze it. Nice, very nice. Okay, so what I want to ask Mike a question because I'm leading today's workout. So my question to you, Mike, is what's your thoughts when it comes to working, especially the biceps and triceps, and when it comes to actual load selection? So, you know, we call it kilograms in the UK and in Europe. You guys call it pounds over here. Old money, we call it. We call new money, you're old money. So, what's your thoughts?
I'm a believer, first and foremost, is form is key. Why you're doing the form, and knowing why you're doing the form is key. And
Yeah.
then for the load, it is the most amount of weight that I can move for the rep range that I'm doing,
Yeah.
and keeping the form.
Yeah. So guys, for you guys out there that just heard what Mike said and probably didn't take on what he said fully, the most amount of load that he can move with proper form. So I remember when I first started training, I never used to increase the load till I got the form right. So that goes out to you youngsters out there. No disrespect, I call you guys youngsters, but you know, I started training at the age of 12, I was a youngster. You know, I'm now 41. So make sure you discipline yourself. Forget about what's going on around you, because the gym's a busy environment and it can be distracting. If that guy over there is squatting 250 pound or something, you want to be like, I want to squat 250 pound. A lot of ego lifting comes into it. So it's important that you actually drop the ego as soon as you walk into the gym. Remember, you're working on the best project you've ever been given, and that's you. Not the next guy, you're working on the best project you've ever been given. That's working on yourself, nobody else. It doesn't matter what the next guy's doing.
One real key point is, we're not saying this because we read it, and we're not saying this because, I want to cement this for you guys, as I call it in London when we take the neck out and cement them. They're done. We're not going to have this discussion again. I'm squatting 750 on the power rack, on the squat rack, 750. Next to me is Ben Pekulski. And if you guys don't know Ben, go look at Ben when he was on stage and what his legs look like. Ben was doing 315 to 405, almost half the weight. Ben's legs, I will never in my entire I've been on the planet 600 years, I will never have those legs. Never. So again, the reason why I wanted to say that is because my first training partner is Tom Plaz.
Yeah.
I'll never have those legs, but I'm stronger than him. If you guys are not comprehending, and again, I guess you would say you're empty or you're not trusting the process, it is not the weight, it's how you're doing it with the best weight that you can do to stimulate the growth. That's it. We're not... Drop the ego.
So in a nutshell, remember, everybody's different. Everybody's different. What he just said there, it just knocked out of the park for me, because it's about you. It's about what you're working on. It's about what you're doing. It's not about anybody else. It's about what you can lift. It's about what you can do. If you can do what you can do and make serious gains, 1 year, just trust the process for 1 year alone. Please.
Who's the first classic Mr. Olympia is Danny Hester. I've never seen Danny squat over 225. I've never seen the classic Mr. Olympia, first ever in history, Danny Hester, squat more than 225. Go look at his photos when he first won the Mr. Olympia. Beautiful. Tells you there's a difference. You want to be a power lifter? Go squat 1,000.
Yeah.
You want to be a bodybuilder? Train smarter.
I don't want to say this as well. Mike, come back in before I finish off. One of my favorite bodybuilders of all time, you know, is Ronnie Coleman. I'm not gonna lie, I love Ronnie. But if you look at Ronnie Coleman now, he's fucked. And I'm sorry to say this, and I don't really want to say this in a bad way, but the way Ronnie trained, I didn't think he trained smart. He trained like an animal. And Ronnie would be leg pressing, and squatting ridiculous amount of weight. And he fucked up his back through it. You can give me all of Ronnie's trophies and I'll say no to them to be in the position that he's in today. And God bless Ronnie. I love Ronnie Coleman, and may his health carry on and he lives for a lot longer. I love Ronnie Coleman, by the way. But what I'm trying to say to you guys is an example of a Mr. Olympia that trained fucking hard, but not smart. I don't think his training was smart, personally, in my opinion. I don't want to disrespect anyone because he's achieved things that I would dreamed of achieving. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is that it's all about that longevity in yourself and ability to continue with your training, not just smashing things up and smashing your body up. I'm sorry to say, and use Ronnie as an example, and I'll continue to say I love him so much, and I do wish him good health.
Bodybuilding, powerlifting, all of it, used correctly, is longevity.
Yeah.
Used incorrectly,
Dangerous. Anyway, let's train.
Stimulate,
now,
don't annihilate.
Here's me in a nutshell.
You won't hit it?
Finish this. I'm gonna try to get the music off.
All right, well, I noticed you did something on the setup. You started out, you lifted the weight,
Yeah.
and then before the first rep, you did bam, and then you went.
Yeah, so it's important each and every, when you're doing these exercises, to think about what you're trying to work. You're trying to work the triceps. So again, for me, elbows out, I'm not hitting the triceps as well as I would like to hit them. So elbows in, I'm in a stronger position, so I can really think about, again, it's just about that little correction at the beginning of the workout. Bring my elbows in. and really think about what I'm trying to work and overemphasize the movement. Overemphasize the movement, the first 2-3 reps, and then I flow with the movement. Because it's like a river. Once the river starts to flow, there's no stopping it.
Ah, I like that.
So when you flow with the movement, when you flow with exercise itself, it's just coming. It's more natural. So 3 to 4 reps, engage, bam, it's flowing now. I did 15 reps there, no problem. It was nice and flowy. I felt it. I'm not going to increase the load. I don't need to increase the load. I can feel it. So I'm feeling each and every movement, and I'm enjoying the movement where I'm feeling it. That's what is important.
Do you ever take a step back mid-set if you notice something's off?
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be scared to drop the load. This is one thing that I would always do in an exercise program, that if I go heavy too soon, I would pull back. That's called, when you think about progression in a workout, then you want to decrease the load. Yeah, don't be scared to decrease the load in an exercise program. It's very, very important. Yes, sir. Look at this beautiful guy.